All right. Another one really quickly. Well, I keep saying that. That may not be true. It's on self-improvement. And your healing journey. So, you hear a lot of people talking about self-improvement. And clarifying, right? Well, I'm giving another experiment. What you call that? Another perspective. It took me that long to remember that word. Heck, anyways. So self-improvement, right? Phil Valentine said this too. Another spiritual teacher. The healing journey is more about stripping away, not adding to, right? Not saying that you can't cultivate yourself in a way, but most of the time what you're looking for has already been looking for you, right? So there's already been a lot of things added to your plate in the first place. How you supposed to think? You're supposed to be like, what is success? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can't do this or whatever. You're supposed to be like this, all that, etc. And you go through life. And a lot of people think that those thought forms and ideas are theirs until they have actually done the inner work and looked at themselves. And you have to realize I've spent years doing it, actually. Everything that I thought years ago. But everything I thought, went to go rethink, you know what I'm saying? Looked at it, threw it away. Or looked at it, thought about it, threw it away, built my own mind. Well, be more of like seeing, realizing my own mind. And a lot of people, what they're doing is they already have a self-identity. Most people who's on the healing journey already have a self-identity in a way, right? I am who you are already at the time. And it's being surrounded by murkiness that you can't really see or comprehend. Well, you can comprehend and see, but you don't see yourself until you start pulling those things away. You know, for some, you know, I'm not that religion. I'm not whatever, a bad person or whatever. Or I am a bad person, realizing who you are, whatever. Right? I am this. This is my baseline. This is my understanding. This is me. This is the true me. And if you work on yourself genuinely, you'll see that. You understand what it is when it's coming and who you are. You're not looking at a fallacy, right? What if you start stripping away, right? And Reiki, like I said, I am a Reiki master teacher, is a similar expression, right? Because and mushrooms are very similar as well. From the first time that you, or let's say you never done it before, your whole life you've built up ideas and thought forms, densities in your field as well. And when you get Reiki, it helps to burst that bubble. That's how I help people visualize how Reiki works with you, right? You know, give lightness to that density so that river can flow. And you're not stuck in density, right? Those thought forms can be given space to even be rethought, changed. Giving space to see yourself or sit in yourself enough to realize who you are. Right. So that is to get back to self harmony. And I just want to put that in there. The Reiki and doing all these things are very Ganesha like. It's moving those obstacles out the way. Right? Moving those obstacles out the way. And spirituality in itself, the journey of spirituality, right, is pretty much figuring out who you are, going into yourself, really. And that's why they say you are the book, or partially. And that's why you use certain things as a tool. Your natal chart, numerology, as I study both, and, you know, divination and blah, blah, blah. You know, even herbs, really. Because those are healing tools. Those can be healing tools to realize where you're at, where you're going. You get a blueprint of yourself. So through that, you are constantly operating through a form of grit, growing, grinding, self-experience, being mindful and patient with yourself. All right. Sometimes having to treat yourself with patience. Kind of, yeah, I say with patience. You wouldn't want your loved one to hammer their head in a wall. I guess it matters the situation. But to get something through their head, you have to come with yourself with that same genuine self-love or unconditional love, right? And be like, maybe, for example, I ain't do the right thing today, make the right choices today, whatever, right? But I'm getting there. It's not opening up. And understanding, because I have been through it and I have done it, being constantly on the grind to realize who you are, always looking in your darkness, is not the best thing to do. It's always a balance. If you find yourself only doing the dark work, you know, always looking a sense down, even physically, posture-wise, even if you look down, a mindset will come with that. Physical body posture is energy work in itself. Not only what you give off to others, but what you're feeding. So in the same sense, it's being mindful of what beast you feed. And in all of that, presence is key. Being present with yourself, patient with yourself, mindfulness, paying attention. You can find yourself getting deeper and figuring out more and more, right? They say if you can be mindful of your breath, I think it was just like every breath you take for one day, you will be enlightened. And I took that when I heard it as like, because you are aware. You are going to be aware of yourself all day. at least as much as possible, right? And really what happens as well is through that journey of knowing yourself or healing yourself, the deeper and deeper you go, sometimes it's like going from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind, right? The conscious mind is easy to see, but the things that you do subconsciously, because it's deeply embedded, it's harder to see. I mean, simply put, right? Harder to change, harder to see. That's why being present every day, daily, no matter how you feel, is key. I mean, take a break if you want, if you need to. I'm not saying you don't have to do that. You can be kind to yourself as well. Just like working out, it's great to go hard, but it's also great to going hard is just as important as taking a break, resting, and recuperating. But just like the Tale of Two Brothers, don't go too deep to being lazy and chaotic. Just going off your feelings. Don't go too deep into seeing darkness all the time, being, and probably even finding yourself being overly righteous. Because, oh man, I've been doing the work since blah blah blah, and you can't, whatever. It matters what energy and intent you're coming with too. Know thyself, right? Part of the journey. And then when you find yourself in that balance and that harmony with yourself, which is a daily journey. It's not saying that you're going to be there every day all the time. Sometimes you're going to feel off still. It's going to happen, right? We have so many energies flowing that we're working with on multiple levels. You know what I'm saying? And some people can actually feel those different levels. I'm actually one of them. Right? But when you reach that harmony, that balance, you dominate your space. You can dominate your space. The boundaries is love, is self-love. Discipline is self-love. Very important points right there. Boundaries, discipline is self-love. You only can have those or know those if you know what you're going for. You know who you are, and then they may change. That's fine. We are fluent, flowing beings. We make all types of decisions every day. Which beast will you feed today? Right? What I said about that. Okay. Yep. That's it. What beast would you feed? Will you feed today? Tomorrow? The next day? You know what's easiest? Make a blueprint. Sit down. Meditate if you have to. Whatever you do. And write. Make it plain. As biblically said. I think it says, write, make it plain. Sit down. I could be, I'm probably literally showing a little bit, but you get what I'm saying. Because once you know where you're going, right, you know where you're going. Those little nuances, thoughts and feelings won't make you waver as much. You will. Or you can, excuse me. Or you can just be a monster. And always be on game. So, the choice is yours. My choice is mine. We're on our individual journeys, making decisions, having our own experience, human experience, be spiritual beings with human experiences. Just saying. So, enjoy it, right? The pain of discipline is much better than the pain of regret. What beast will you feed?